Hey folks, how's it going today? I'm Andre the George Robinson here with my guy, Joe Monster McDowell. Joe, what's going on?
How are you, Dre? How are you, Andre? It's such a great day. It's a lovely day. It's the city of Buffalo. It's beautiful out. I'm peachy keen with it.
Yeah, we love to come down here to the Apollo Media Center, right where it's at in the heart of the city, Jefferson Ave, Jefferson and Utica, and we do what we do every week. We put on great sports shows and put on a lot of positivity for everybody that's out there that wants to actually hear about something that actually is worth hearing about, Yeah, we don't work for news networks, though. We're surrounded by a bunch of news networks today. I sound like this, wear the same tie, shirt, and hat, probably 280.
Is my microphone okay? Is my microphone okay?
Is your microphone okay?
Is my mic okay? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Is my clip-on crooked?
Yeah.
My clip-on crooked?
Yeah, Mommy didn't help you put on that clip on today?
No, mom had bridge this morning, and then she had book club.
Oh, book club. Okay.
She had book club. Mom had book club.
So we're here down here, surrounded by a bunch of media to talk about, some of the things that have been occurring lately. As if we haven't done this 5,000 times, we're going to talk and then do nothing. So, we're down here with a couple of those news sources that we will not mention on this broadcast because they're not worth mentioning on the broadcast. But nevertheless, you're here with Monster and the Firestarter here at M&T Live at the Apollo, ready to give you some great sports talk. Are you ready for that, folks? Put it in the comment section if you're ready. Like and share. You ready? Come on.
Put a golly G in the chat for us, will you, folks? Give us some golly G.
G Willikers.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Can we get G Willikers in the chat?
Yeah, absolutely.
For all the professional newscasters that are in the building today, let's get a big Yahoo.
Come on, I wore this brown blazer for the 5,000th time in the last.
You did wear the brown blazer, and I still have on the same shoes I had from college.
Right.
Wonder why I can't get a lady friend.
and just in case you do, need a lady friend, and for some reason you can't get it up like Moses, here you go. Clear prescription, All right.
You're not ready for action. There's always a way to get you action.
Well, yeah. With that being said, what's going on, y'all? Y'all know what it is, man. I'm the George Robinson here with the fire. I'm the Firestarter here with Monster, man. Joe Monster now. Monster, what's good, man?
Everything feel good today, baby. Down here at the Apollo Theater, you know what I'm saying? Shooting the TV show, episode 11. We made it to episode 11 so far. You know what I mean? Had to fight through a crowd, a bunch of dildos again. But it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? We made it. Show's on time, man. You know what I mean? We're here. We're ready to talk some sports. We're ready to kick some ass like only me and the Firestarter do. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of who's in the house, we the best in the building. We the best in the business. And we're going to bring you the shit today. It's going to be a great show.
Absolutely. So, we will talk about, Jordan Poyer going back to camp, Buffalo Bills talk. We'll have some rise up or man down stuff going on with Bills roster, things of that nature. Plus, we got to talk about another ring. There was a ring given out. Yeah, talk about that as well. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more. Nevertheless, I want you to know right now that the call line will be open at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. All right. So 2 p.m. you call and we'll take calls at 2 p.m. by the way. So now, Buster, can we get this joint kicked off?
Yeah, let's get our mojo back. Put our ambience back. I just lowered a little bit so I don't feel like we got, what I'm saying, we got to talk over it.
I mean, we got to talk over folks outside, anyway.
I got to talk over nobody. I'll open the door and tell them shut the fuck up. It's my shit. You know what I'm saying? It's my shit.
Right.
Give a fuck about your 16 minutes that's going to get edited down to 4 seconds, and you ain't even in the shit because you're the motherfucking anchor person.
That's right.
Speak on it.
Speak on that, right? Now, speaking of it, we got to talk about Jordan Poyer. Poyer. Monster, you've been talking about this for a while now. You've been on multiple shows talking about how Jordan Poyer should come back to the team. Well, Monster, I think he was listening to you. Was you putting this on Twitter or something? Just send this directly to him.
You know what I mean? Sometimes Monster's I got to make a phone call. You know what I mean? I got to make a phone call, get him on the horn, and be like, hey, Poe, listen to Monster here. All right, here we go. You know what I'm saying? So he did exactly what I wanted him to do. And the quote was, bring your ass to work. Dre don't like to cuss, you know what I'm saying? He's a God-fearing man. Monster, on the other hand, I do like to cuss. Shit happens. So Poe did exactly what he was supposed to do. He brought his ass to work. All right. You're negotiating a new contract. Like I stated, do you want the money or do you want the ring? How he handled that situation would have dictated whether he wanted a Super Bowl ring or he wanted more cash. He showed up. He participated. So that answers my question for the commitment to the team. So thumbs up to Jordan Poyer for that. His wife, she's still talking. Rachel Bush, please, you're not helping him. You haven't been helping him. Like, just stop. Like, just stay on Instagram with making your money. You're beautiful. I met Rachel Bush. I got my picture taken with Rachel Bush a couple times. She's a very nice. She's very, very nice. She's a very, very pleasant person. Just when your husband's a professional athlete and he's got a big platform, sometimes you got to hit the mute button for a spell. Like, people are, you know what I mean? People are going to come after you. But he did exactly what I wanted him to do. He showed up. He showed commitment to the team. He's here. He's participating, and that's exactly what I wanted. Well done, Jordan Poyer. The monster don't have to come looking for you.
Absolutely. By the way, we are at M&T Live at the Apollo Media Center right here, Jefferson and Utica. Man, I'm telling you right now, great show coming up. Monster already giving you some tidbits on what he's been talking about for the last 3 months. Sounds familiar?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds familiar. Okay. Nevertheless, I'm sorry. I'm kind of still stuck on the fact that there's 100 people outside this door saying the same saying the same thing they've been saying for 3 months. All right. With that being said, now,
Stone Cold called Phil McGee double kickstands.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I'm glad that Jordan Poyer comes back, right? Obviously, he deserves a contract extension, right? He deserves the contract extension.
He does, but if you looking for Minkah Fitzpatrick money, your ass ain't getting it.
So I'm glad that you just said that because Minkah Fitzpatrick definitely got a big extension, $74 million in 4 years. You know, that's about $16-17 million. I think they did that on purpose. Do you think, put it in the comment section now, for everybody that's tuned in on Facebook, YouTube, the whole 9 yards, put it in the comment section. Do you think Jordan Poyer is worth that type of money or that type of extension coming up? You know, still trying to negotiate his bag, trying to get his money.
The answer is no.
You said it's no. You said it's no. I'm gonna tell you this, but watch this, because later on we're gonna play a little game called Rise Up or Man Down, and I'm gonna put Monster in the box. We're gonna see if Monster still have that same opinion when I put these four players together.
You can't afford Poyer at his age at $17 million with all the other contracts we got. It's not feasible.
Okay. I honestly think that Jordan Poyer is not going to get the bag either. I've said this for a while. Shout out to Pat Freeman, by the way, the Mighty Oval. We always talk about organizational moves. Is there somebody in the league that you could get for Jordan Poyer money? I mean, the same or a little bit less, because the production is crazy. Jordan Poyer's production has been crazy the last couple of years. Is there a guy that you can get that might have the same type of production or bring you the same thing for less? Put it in the comment section if you think there's people out there like that. If you don't, put it in the comment section too. Also at 205-ish, you can call in too. Let us know what you feel. You see the number right there, 716-481-8249. Again, the number is 716-481-8249. You hear with Monster and the Fire Starter. We are first talking about Jordan Poyer coming back to camp. I'm glad that he's back in camp. You know, there's a lot of people that's in camp. You know, the Buffalo Bills are the Super Bowl contender favorites. Josh Allen's getting a lot of hype. So I'm going to be honest with you. This is going to be a full team effort because last year, 13 seconds spoiled that opportunity. So, I mean, all hands got to be on deck. You got to have all your guns ablazing. It's good that they're there. You know, all participating together collectively. All right.
I said it last week. I said, I hope that Josh doesn't get all this recognition, become Hollywood, get a big head, and start fucking off and not putting in the work. So after that event, he could have stayed in Vegas. It was voluntary. He could have stayed. He didn't. He could have stayed. He could have partied. He didn't. He jumped on a red eye, came back to Buffalo, and was there the next day to participate. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Poyer did it. Josh did it. That shows me two guys that are committed to the ring. All right. Josh has all the money. Josh don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But Josh is still going to continue to put the work in. He proved it by flying back. He wants that ring. Okay. Now that he hobnobs with Mahomes and Brady and Rodgers, what do they all got? They all got this. So guess what, pal? You ain't in the club until you get one of those. So Josh wants one of those. And Poyer showing up shows me that Poyer wants it too. So I'm pretty excited about that. Josh showing character showing that, you know what I'm saying, that you got his ass back to work. Same thing with Poyer. It was time to get to work, to grind, to get that ring, and they showed up and they put their asses back to work, and I couldn't be happier with it.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that, definitely. So Monster, we talked about having this rise up or man down moment. We're gonna have a bunch of those during the show, so I guess it's time to have one now. Now we're talking about Jordan Poyer. So here's my rise up or man down moment.
Lay it on me.
4 people. You got to get rid of one.
Okay.
Jordan Poyer's on this list. Tremont Edmonds, Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, and Jordan Phillips.
Was that a trick question?
Yeah.
Like, you just threw me a meatball down the center of the plate.
Oh, it was that easy? It was that easy? It was that easy?
I said it before, I want Edmonds gone.
Oh, so you keeping Poyer?
If it's between him and Edmonds, but Edmonds is going. I don't think Edmonds is going to demand the money that Poyer demands. So it's kind of one of those things. I don't know. I think I honestly get value for Edmonds and move him somewhere else. Okay, he hasn't developed. We've waited. Bills Mafia. We've waited for Tremaine Edmonds to turn into this monster dude that they drafted, and he simply hasn't done it. How many years do you have to wait for a middle linebacker to develop? Okay, we already said he shouldn't be the Mike. He should be the Sam or make him the Will. I don't know. But when he passed rush last season towards the end, he looked lost. So you can't read defenses. You're not good at anticipation, and you can't blitz. Like, that's our middle linebacker. That's the middle linebacker that's going to anchor our defense to a Super Bowl championship. No. Why do you think they brought in Von Miller on the other side? Because they know he's not that guy. We need him to be that guy. We've needed him to be that guy, and Tremaine Edmonds isn't that guy.
Well, okay, so I get what you're saying as far as Tremaine Edmonds being, lost in the sauce sometimes. But I will say this: Jordan Poyer at 32, the Bills are going to pay somebody this money regardless. There is a $15 to $16 million contract awaiting somebody regardless in the wind. So you told me earlier, though, in the show that you wouldn't pay Poyer for that. But now
I wouldn't pay anybody $15 million for that.
So you're not paying neither one of them.
You got to bring in somebody cheaper. I say move Edmonds, and if Poyer don't want the money, let Poyer walk. I'm sorry. I love Poe just like you guys do, but it's a business. It's a business. We can't keep everybody. After next year, Josh Allen's cap hits like $34 million when that big-ass deal kicks in. You know what I'm saying? We still got money to Diggs that's going to kick in. Like, we don't have the room. Like, as great of a story as it is, if Poyer don't win the ring this year with the Bills, I don't think he's on the Bills next year. I honestly don't. There's too many teams out there that lack good safeties that are going to overpay. That's what free agency is. You overpay for shit. All right? So if Poyer hits free agency, he's absolutely going to get paid. So, but I tell you what, though, Torts, let me run this scenario by you.
Mm-hmm.
They do win the ring this year. Does Poyer stay anyway? You think he gets the ring and then goes and gets bagged somewhere else? I think if we win the ring this year, Poyer's gone. Poyer's going to go sign the big money deal somewhere else. I think he leaves for the money.
So we've seen that plenty of times.
Yeah.
AKA Von Miller just did it too.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't do it in that perspective of that with that narrative. But
right, he
did it.
Right.
He won the ring, and then he went somewhere else and got the bag as well. Be honest with you, I think Jordan Poyer is gone whether they do or don't. I think it's a done deal. Again, Jordan Poyer being 32 years old, I do not think with the Bills' moves that they've made and all this stuff that they did in the last couple of years with the organizational moves and wanting to get better and younger, they're gonna pay $16 million for aging safety. And this is why I put Tremaine Edmonds and Poyer in the same box, because I wanted to see what Monster was going to say. And I honestly think, and this may sound bad, but I think that they pay Edmonds and they get rid of Poyer next season.
You backwards.
I'm not back. I'm not backwards. I'm just
Jordan
saying
Poyer. Jordan Poyer is better at his position pound for pound than Edmonds is at his.
Oh, absolutely.
If you can keep Poyer at money, if you can re-sign Poyer for something that's going to work with our cap, then you absolutely re-sign Poyer. But regardless whether Poyer walks or he re-signs, get rid of Edmonds anyway.
Here's my thing. I honestly feel that the Buffalo Bills, because he's a young guy, because he's such a young guy, that the Bills are not going to want to get rid of Tremaine Edmonds. I mean, let's not pretend now like Edmonds hasn't produced on some level. He has produced. And the Bills are going to look at that and they're going to say, well, he's 24 and we really didn't have him in the right position to begin with. Let's try him out at the position that he really should be at.
Well, why did it take you 4 years to do it then?
Because the Bills organization, it took the Bills 4 years as an organization to actually get the 3 playoffs. It took don't your shirt say the process, sir?
It does say the process.
Show the shirt. Show the shirt.
How long the fucking process got to be?
Oh man, well the process is, I guess, as long as where's linked. They said where's linked. As long as the process has got to be. I mean, let's be clear. Let's be mindful. You talked about him being a Sam or a Will. He's actually a Sam. I think, honestly, that he does better being on the same side as Rousseau, being two long wingspan people.
Move him to where he's going to be more effective.
Where
the middle's not it.
Effective, where he can guard a space and not have to go sideline to sideline. And he has the ability to actually rush the passer because that's what he was in college. I mean, let's be clear. And Rousseau and him on that side, I think would create havoc. You know what I mean? How many batted balls would you have on that side? It would be harder for quarterbacks to throw to that side with those.
Exactly. Batted. Catch them. Fucking catch them.
Oh, see, you
catch
them. But guess what? He can't catch them all. He ain't Pokemon. Matter of fact, he don't catch any, but let's be clear on that.
Catch balls.
Yeah.
Now you let him catch balls. That's all we need you to do. Bat him and catch them. That's it.
Oh, I thought you wanted him to catch women with Rachel Bushes. Okay, never mind. Anyway, with that being said, yeah, man, Tremaine Edmonds, I got it. Not because I really want to take him, not because I want to keep him, but organizationally.
You're full of shit because you defended him every show. You defended Tremaine Edmonds every show.
I have. But here's the thing. Just because I defended him don't mean that I like him. Just because I defended him, I mean, I could defend Tom Brady. Don't mean I like him. What I'm saying is,
organization. The Packers.
This guy had to bring my Packers up. Organizationally, I think the Bills will most likely keep him and probably sign him to a deal. Tremaine Edmonds. So that's why I say Poyer is probably gone. Out of those 4, it's probably Poyer, unfortunately. Jordan Phillips has shown he's a younger guy too. Jordan Phillips has shown that he can be successful here, and he's back here again. We'll see what he does this season as well. So with that being said, I'll take Jordan Poyer, unfortunately, the guy with the supermodel wife. All right.
She's not a supermodel. She's an internet model. There's a difference. Oh, okay. Supermodels are real models. They make money. Instagram models are just chicks that show stuff.
Oh, all right.
She got great stuff. Don't get me wrong. She's a beautiful lady, but let's be honest. That's her job. She takes half-naked pictures and puts them on social media and gets paid. Maybe I should pull out something and try to get paid. You know what I'm saying? I'll get on Instagram, you know what I'm saying? Show my treats. You know what I mean? Get an OnlyFans going. Y'all want to see Monster on OnlyFans? Hell no, you don't. You ain't seeing my treats. Bunch of perverts. I got time for that shit.
Okay. The only treats you should be giving out is Rice Krispie treats. Okay? That's it. No other treats. All right? No treats.
The ones with the chocolate or without the chocolate?
No chocolate.
They're both delicious.
Not if it's the chocolate stains.
How you go from Rice Krispie treats to stains? Torch, where's your head at?
Man, listen.
Torch on that shit today, Torch.
It's all over the place today. But nevertheless, you are watching M&T Live at the Apollo.
You watching M Live? I don't know where the fuck the T is. Like this I don't know where this motherfucker at.
No, it's an F. It's an F today. MF Live. Okay.
So now the Bills are dead. There's no more Bills news until training camp.
No. Nice try. You thought you was slick getting off that.
What?
We gotta talk about Gabe Davis. There's been conversations about Gabe Davis actually being a number 2 receiver.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on it?
Okay.
He is?
If he continues to progress, like, let's be honest, the opportunities he had with the catches he made. I'm not even talking about the 4 touchdowns. Throw that game out. You know why? Because Al Bundy scored 4 touchdowns in a game. Nobody talks about fucking Al Bundy no more. You know what I mean? Polk High, Al Bundy, 4 touchdowns in a championship against his arch rival. All right. That was a great game. All hail Al Bundy.
Nobody talks about it.
But throwing that out the window, the opportunities he made to make plays in games before that, the sideline catches, the deep throws, all the stuff that he's starting to put together. If you've been a fan as long as I have, you can start to see when players start to grow to that level. I saw when Eric Moulds grew to that level. I saw it when Stevie Johnson started to grow to that level. You just watch year after year. You're like, okay, the catches they didn't make before, they're starting to make. So if he can take that 4 touchdown game and he's still that guy coming into this year and continuing to go forward, absolutely. Who's going to beat him out? Crowder? Crowder ain't going to beat him out. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody that's going to beat him out for a second. If he continues to progress the way he progressed, he's absolutely our number 2 receiver. And I think he's going to have a kick-ass year this year.
Monster, he has the build for a number 2 receiver, first and foremost. I mean, the guy's 6'2", 200-plus pounds. He can run routes. I mean, we literally watched him drop Kansas City's defender twice.
He crossed his ass over like Allen
Iverson,
dog. Like AI, you're like, what? The dude said, shit, what?
Right, not once, but twice in a game. Twice. So he can run routes too. I think he's going to be really good at that number 2 position. I think he's going to prove everybody wrong. Crowder is not a number 2. And for guys who keep thinking that Gabe Davis played in the slot last year as if he didn't already get number 2 reps, stop the cap. I could literally show you pictures where he definitely was playing at the wideout 2 at the top of the formation during the Kansas City game. I mean, majority of his touchdowns came from the top of the formation.
Right, so get your heads out of your asses.
Okay. I just want to put that out there.
Exactly.
Stop the cap. Okay. Stop the cap. He'll be fine. Josh throwing him the ball. And then there's one other thing we got to talk about as far as throwing the ball. So there was some social media talk recently about Josh Allen. Would he be, Mr. Hollywood if Stephon Diggs wasn't around? I'm going to ask you, would Josh Allen be this good if he didn't have Stephon Diggs around?
Yeah.
Go ahead and explain it.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Love to hear it.
You got to remember, you know what I'm saying? Diggs can only be Diggs once he catches the ball. You see what I'm saying? Somebody got to get him the ball. Diggs ain't shit if he can't catch the ball. If you got a quarterback that can't give you the ball, then you ain't going to be shit. Look what happened with poor Megatron in his career.
Right.
But yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It's Diggs can't be Diggs until Josh gets him the ball. All right. But as far as saying, would he be as Hollywood? I don't really see Diggs as Hollywood. I don't see Diggs, you know what I mean? I see him on social media, but I don't see him out there in golf tournaments and putting his face out there. Like, so the tag of Diggs being Hollywood, I think Diggs is a brand amongst himself. Like, seeing him out there dancing, he's just enjoying himself. But I don't really see him as a Hollywood type, like, diva receiver. Like, we know who those are. Odell Beckham was a diva receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like, Diggs don't give me those vibes. I don't get those vibes from Diggs. And I don't even get them vibes from Josh. I think Josh just wanted to go do something cool, golf with the buddies. He just want to play golf against Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would get the whole aura of any kind of like Hollywood mentality in the locker room, and I'd throw it out because I don't think McDermott would endorse it or even support it. And B, I think the culture that they built, it's not involved. They know what they're there for, and they know what the bigger prize is.
Well, first and foremost,
and Josh proves it. If you just put in the work, you're gonna get paid. You don't need Hollywood for that shit. Just put the work in. You'll get the check. Put the work, get the check.
Well, first and foremost, I like the way that you answered the question, but I got a different route. I'm going to go a different route on this.
Lay it on us.
For those who keeps thinking that because Stephon Diggs is on this team, that Josh Allen is now the supreme being quarterback because he has a number 1 receiver, stop the cap. Ken Dorsey, who was the quarterback coach at the time, worked with Josh Allen. I mean, increasingly worked with Josh Allen. I mean, what was it, 2018, he could throw deep balls. 2019, he could throw intermediate routes but couldn't throw the deep ball. Now, 2020, Ken Dorsey comes and he puts it all together. You don't think that has nothing to do with anything. So I guarantee you if, let's just say Shakur was to get wide open or who was the guy? Robert Foster, who was getting wide open in 2018. If he got wide open in 2020, you don't think Josh Allen's going to hit him on the rope?
Of course he is.
Okay.
He's going to lay it in the
So,
pocket.
not to say that Robert Foster is Stephon Diggs, but still in all, he was getting open. The name of the game is to get open.
Let me just tell you something about Robert Foster, all right? I had a chance to interview Robert Foster. I sat there with a camera for 15 seconds with this dude as he talked. I had no fucking idea what he says. I still have it at home. I have to send it to you. Dude, I had no idea what this dude said. He reminded me of Pac-Man Jones when he talked. I was like, we're here with the Bill Speedster, you know what I'm saying, Robert Foster. Robert, how you feel about the upcoming season? He said, let me tell you what Bill Mafia, we're going to trade the skill. Real Southern, like, I couldn't understand a word he said. And I was like, all right, buddy. So after that, I was like, thank you. I didn't want any more footage. I have no idea what the fuck he just said. And then I watched it back, and I'm like, yeah, I still have no idea what the fuck he said. So that interview never hit the air.
Wow. With that being
his mouth was faster than his feet.
Right. With that being said,
what the fuck did you just say, buddy?
Not Albert, dude. Yo, listen, I think once again, when it comes down to Stephon Diggs, I think he's a phenomenal talent. But let's be clear, Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are interchangeable to me. Josh Allen makes Stephon Diggs look really good because of the way he throws the football and being able to hit Stephon Diggs on the rope. Obviously, we know he played with Kirk Cousins. Right. We knew what that relationship was.
You put Josh in Miami, he turns Waddle into Stephon Diggs. You put Diggs in Miami, well, they still got two.
Right.
But you get my point. You get what George is trying to say.
So pretty much in a nutshell, Ken Dorsey is a big part of the reason why Josh Allen is who he is. Secondly, number two, the other thing that's super important is play calling. Play calling is super important. Stephon Diggs cannot be Stephon Diggs unless the play calling is right. If the play calling isn't right, then Stephon Diggs isn't who he is. And finally, third and fourth, stop blaming organizations for making the right moves. How can you blame an organization for making the right move? How can you? I mean, yeah, they went and got Stephon Diggs, and people are like, well, if they didn't have Stephon Diggs, they would have just had, oh, that's right, Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
So, I mean, what's the point? Like, what is your point? So they would have said the same thing. Justin Jefferson made this team, right? Out of the draft. That would have been the stupidest thing to say, too, right? Yes. Let's go Bandits, by the way, coming up. I will be there tonight, by the way, championship game, just off kilter or off the point.
Fat Albert, dude. His name was Mushmouth, Sam.
Yes, Mushmouth.
Mushmouth from Fat Albert.
I hope that the Bandits, right? I hope the Bandits don't have Mushmouth tonight. By the way, I will be down there for the championship game. It'll be a blast, I'm sure. They're going against Colorado. Marmouth.
If they win, you should totally steal the trophy and bring it here so we can put it on the table.
Yeah, right. That ain't happening. That ain't gonna happen. Maybe I'll take a picture of somebody with the trophy.
National Lacrosse League Soccer or National Lacrosse League trophy stolen and shit. That used to be, we'd be on
right. Right here with it. They cracking up in the comment section. By the way, shout out to everybody tuned in too. Again, this is M&T Live at the Apollo. We already done went through 30 minutes of the show.
Yeah, let's get out the Bills shit.
And yo, we ain't even talk about the ring yet. He talked about the trophy, but let's talk about the ring.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to toot our own horns, Torch, but let's toot our own horns for a second, shall we? The beginning of the NBA Finals, there was two beautiful-looking gentlemen, himself, myself, that made a prediction before the finals started. Now, if you're not a fan of the show or you don't remember those predictions, A, what are you doing? You got nothing else to do. Why aren't you watching the show? And B, you got to listen to the experts. Now, if you do not remember what the predictions from myself and Andre the Torch Robinson were on the NBA Finals, allow me to reiterate what it was. Golden State's going to win the championship in 6. i.e. what Master said. Golden State's going to win the championship in 6, i.e. what this handsome fellow over here under the Torch Robinson said. Master predicted Golden State in 6. Torch predicted Golden State in 6. So everybody else that said it wasn't going to happen, kiss our ass.
And with the
in no particular order.
With the kiss, oh no.
What happened to Al Horford?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we gotta play this from the jump start. We gotta play this from the beginning. Yeah, you heard that too. What happened to him? Can you tell me what happened to Al Horford?
Same thing happened to Jason Tatum.
What happened to Jason Tatum too? Hold on. Let's get this right.
Jason Tatum pulled a Houdini and disappeared.
Yeah, we gotta get this right.
Don't do that. Don't do that. When y'all was acting up last week, I was just sitting here. I was sitting here being cool. I was sitting. Oh, yes, I was. I promise you.
Mm-hmm.
So, DJ, everybody that's not nationally listening right now, ready? I hope you got a sound effect for all the wrong comments that was made last week. Every single one of them. You got the Price is Right fail horn. You got something like that. I just remember a whole lot of stuff going on. Yeah, I need the Price is Right fail horn or that Zonkers that Wayne Brady got when you pick the wrong horn. Listen, first and foremost, I just want to run this out. Moogie, you said that Milwaukee was going to beat Boston. We know how that turned out. You said Miami was going to beat Boston. We know how that turned out. You said that Boston was going to beat Golden State 6. We all know how that turned out. You said Golden State couldn't beat Boston in Boston. Hold on, you had Water Ring Power Activate over here. Right along with you when I was saying wait for it. They didn't like that last week. They didn't like that last week when they were talking all that junk. We know how that turned out. You told me Steph Curry had to hit 40 to win any game, and all the players in Golden State had to hit to win games. We know how that turned out last game, too. Last I checked, he didn't even hit a three-pointer. And I still got beat by double digits in game 5. Game 4, what happened? What happened to Al Horford? He was so excited about Al Horford. What was that term you used? Young legs. Remember that? Young legs. They always going to be in there. Full quarter, the young legs versus the old ones in game 5. We see how them young legs really turned out. They turned into frog legs in the full quarter last game. Jason Tatum can't hit a free throw because he's too tired. Jaylen Brown, what happened to you, bruh? Marcus Smart, the only thing that was interesting about you in game 5 in the fourth quarter was your hair that they were showing after Steph Curry and Jordan Poole and all them going by you. Excuse me, Al Horford, you done played 15 seasons and done been on doggone every team possible damn near. And what happened to you in game 5? Oh, that's right, 9 points, 9 assists. I thought Draymond Green was the triple single. You was looking like a triple single in game 5, sir. What happened? What happened to all this energy they had ready arrived in game 3? What happened? They were so excited, it was, they gonna beat Boston. Boston gonna win this thing 6. They ain't gonna win at all at home. I told them the magic number was 100. I thought y'all told me Golden State don't play no defense. AKA Skip, Mookie, AKA Skip. Do you want your nigga ball now or later? I just want to know. I got two of them things for you.
Yeah, that's right.
Just in case. Hey, Troy, I'll say yeah. What's up, Ready? Yeah, I'm ready.
Now you have the Price is Right horn. All the haters that doubt it. Boston wasn't ready. I said that Boston's too young. Tatum might get it, but it's not his time yet. You're not ready yet. Same way the rest of the young superstars aren't. Giannis wasn't ready until he was, and then he went and got it. All right, if they're gonna get it, it wasn't this year. It wasn't this year. All right, Steph wasn't done. Steph's still not done. You know what I'm saying? And if I could have had the foresight to put $100 on him to win this year's championship at the end of last year, where they finished last in the league, man, he would have had some dough. I was thinking about that. I was like, man, I would have had some dough. When they finished dead last in the league, it was 2-3 years ago. You put $25 or $100 on them to win the championship this year, you would have been a rich man. But they were outclassed. Golden State just knew how to win. They're veterans. They have championship rings. It's playoff experience. All right. When they get in certain situations, Boston had to kind of figure it out. They ain't been that deep. You know what I'm saying? It's like with every other team. You got to have playoff experience. That's why we lost with 13 seconds left. We needed that experience. You take that experience year by year and you build on it. And if your team's good enough and your skills are good enough, eventually you may reach that plateau and get that ring. But it just wasn't time for Tatum. And the Warriors played like the Warriors. They did what they said. What we said they do. Torch 6 games, ring out the door, bada boom. You know what I'm saying? Real guys in the room. How you doing?
Monster, I told this guy. You know what? They need to give me a sports award for having the whole entire NBA playoffs right. I told him Boston was gonna get there and wasn't gonna win. I told him this. I told him they're a young developing group. They're really good. They was gonna get through the East because they're the deepest team. I saw that coming, right? And then when they got to the playoffs, they played Steph Curry and that guy who tore both of his Achilles, by the way, Klay Thompson, who was looking to win a championship, was going to get that championship by any means necessary. They got Wiggins over there wiggling his way in and out of stuff, locking players down, wiggling points in there. Jordan Poole with the pool party.
Wiggins showed up when they needed him to. Poole showed up when they needed him to, and that's what championships teams do.
Absolutely. And I told them that this was a mismatch. I told them it was gonna go down the way it did, and they didn't want to listen to me, Mookie. They didn't want to listen to Mookie, aka Skip. Yep, Skip Mookie. You ain't want to listen to. I told you tomorrow's show is gonna be crazy on Father's Day because you're gonna have to concede the white flag right on Power 96.5, Waffle Sports tomorrow. I can't wait to be there. But hear all these excuses on why y'all didn't get it done. I told you. It was like, no, it wasn't going to happen, Monster. This is what they said. No. Golden State can't beat Boston in Boston. What happened? They beat them twice in Boston. Well, I'm sorry. Golden State had to have 40 points from Steph Curry every night for them to win. What happened? He ain't had 40 points. He didn't even hit a three-pointer. His 233 game three-point streak went out the door in the finals, and they still won the game by double digits. So I just want to know, Monster, maybe they should start listening to us a little bit more. Maybe they should start listening. And Al Horford. Oh, by the way, Al Horford had 9 points, 9 assists in game 5. Guess what he had in game 6?
Less.
No. The same. The same. 9 points and 9 assists. You
can't Tatum, him. Like, how do you not show up for that game? Like, how do you just pack it the fuck in for that game?
Yo,
like do you not know what that game meant to your franchise? Do you not take that moment seriously? Like, how do you not show up for that game? You can't be like, oh man, if you look at those stat lines from those players throughout the playoffs, that effort was pathetic.
I told them, listen, basketball, you got to understand basketball. There's a certain thing called soft points. You know what soft points is? It's points that really don't matter. You want to know why they don't matter? Because the other team is knee-deep in your behind. Do you know that in Game 6, Jason Tatum had 27 points, 10 rebounds, and guess what his plus-minus was?
-4.
-13.
Damn!
If you don't call those soft points, I don't know what to call them.
Garbage points.
9 points, 9 assists, -19. Jaylen Brown had 18 points, -19. Folks, I need y'all to understand this.
So let me ask you again, what team doesn't play defense?
Please tell me. I mean, you can't get away with all four wins that Golden State had. I told you what the magic number was, 100, right? All 4 of those wins, Boston had less than 100 points. But yet, Golden State don't play no defense. That's what they tried to tell me. They just tried to tell me they don't play no defense, which is absolutely absurd. By the way, Jason Tatum, you like Jason Tatum, right?
I like Jason Tatum.
You know he is the first player in NBA history to have 100 turnovers in the same postseason.
Damn. He dropped 100 turnovers?
100 turnovers.
Is he missing any fingers?
That's where that -19 is at.
Does he start the game with grease on his fingers?
That -13 that you see up there.
Does he tape his fingers down like this before the game starts?
I don't know what he's doing.
That's an insane amount of turnovers, buddy.
100 turnovers.
That's fucking
in the single
insane.
postseason.
There's people that don't get that in a season. You get it in one postseason run. Holy shit, buddy. Maybe you should call some of them old and1 guys. You know what I'm saying? Get hot sauce in there. Maybe hot sauce can teach you how to handle the rock a little bit more without turning the shit over. Maybe teach you the slow-mo dribble, perhaps. Get some of them street ball guys in there. Get them some ball handling.
I told them this too. I said, hey, you know what? Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Marcus Smart, Marcus Smart had 20 points in this game. Oh, finally. But a -9. I said, who else going to step up? They swore up and down somebody was going to step up. Was it Robert Williams? I mean, he was good on the block, but Was it Williams? Was it Williams? The other Williams, the power forward, minus 18 when he on the floor. Was it D White, that young shifty guy from San Antonio?
It sure wasn't, Torch.
It wasn't him either. It wasn't him either. Yeah, 1 point. 1 point in game 6. Good job with that. 1 point. And y'all thought Golden State was going to lose this series? Man, they were telling me, yo, Golden State, they can't beat them twice in a row. I said, why not? What did they do? Beat them twice in a row. They said they can't beat them 3 times in a row.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you got these people that do podcasts and media, and they watch the shit, and that's their takes on it. And it's like, how do you see this? Like, what are you looking at that I'm not looking at? I mean, I guess that's the beauty of sports radio or whatever. You can have differences of opinions. But to say something so outlandish, like, are you watching the games? Like, do you understand how basketball works? Like, can you not see how they're playing against each other? Can you not see what's happening? That's why we were able to predict it beforehand, and we were able to stick with it. Even when they blew that lead, Torch, even when they blew that lead in Boston, took that game, and everybody jumped on Boston's nuts. Jumped on Boston's nuts. Y'all jumped on their nuts. Torch and Monster was still like,
jumped on the McNuggets.
We're like, we ain't sweating it. Still Golden State in 6.
Absolutely.
Everybody's like, no, they can't. No.
Okay. well,
welcome to the NBA playoffs where Monster and Torch know more than you do.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate. You know what? Yes, I love how you ended that right there. No more than you do. Oh, okay. Not trying to be cocky enough, but I mean the clip. Yo, listen. If I'd have kept the clip going, it'd have been crazy. You'd have heard some stuff. I mean, they was acting up last week. It ain't make no sense how they was acting up last week on the shows. I'm just sitting there like, when somebody's humbled and quiet, is silent and deadly. Better be careful. And sure enough, guess what? I can't wait. Y'all might as well tune in tomorrow, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. on Father's Day. All right. On Father's Day, you make sure you tune in to Waffle Sports because I can't wait to hear all these excuses. My guy, I love him to death, Mookie Hawkins, and them gonna have
Mookie already writing it down. Mookie already got it.
But it's beat down. He knew he messed up. He even said in the clip, if I'd have played the whole clip, you'd have heard it. He said, hey, man, I messed up. That's that Price is Right Frail horn that you get when you mess up. When you're totally messed up. Yeah, you done messed up, player.
Boom, boom, boom.
M&T live at the Apollo. Nevertheless, Torch and Monster in the building, man. Talking about these NBA finals. So I got a question now.
Well, we got 15 minutes left. Open the phone lines, Torch.
Oh, the phone line's been open. I told them right now. I told them between 2 and 2:05 that the phone lines was open. So you can call in now if you want to. All right, you can call in now. I think we're like 35 minutes into the show, actually. I think we was live for a couple minutes before this. But nevertheless, I want to tell you that you could call in 716-481-8249.
Come on, Sam Slade. Call us and talk to us about how terrible your Boston Celtics were and how they shit the bed.
Oh, and just like that. Caller, what's up? How's it going? May I ask who this is? I think I already know who this is, but, I don't recognize Boston Celtics fans. So
you can't recognize Sam because he has egg on his face. Let him clean it off.
That's all right. That's okay. I'm okay. You know what? I said, you guys are 100% right. I was wrong. They were overmatched, 100% overmatched, and they were starstruck once they got there, I think.
So let me ask you this question. What was the biggest reason why y'all did not win?
No defense.
I thought y'all played defense.
Nah, they're terrible under the boards. I thought they should have been 100% better coached.
Oh, did he mention coaching?
Oh, is Sam Slade calling for the hook in Boston?
Not calling for the coach. I'm calling for better coaching. I feel, me personally, if there's one game you're supposed to get your guys up for, that's the game. And they're lollygagging around doing their thing.
And let me ask you this, Sam. When I was watching that game, I noticed the same thing. They were flat. They were lethargic. My question was, throughout that whole game, not one person on that Boston bench or in that lineup stood up and tried to make a difference. You didn't see anybody get up and say, get your heads out of your asses. This is the NBA Finals. What the fuck are y'all doing? Nobody did that. Nobody did that. You looked at the bench, and they were all just calm and sad and like, where was the energy? And it comes down to exactly locker room. Like, why don't you have those guys up for that game?
One game they got to be up for. They're on the brink of elimination. I know our coach, when he's motivating our guys, he's motivating. He's in their faces. He's all over the place. And you know what? He was nowhere to be found that game.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's a mixture of all three of them games, 4, 5, and 6, to be very, very honest. I know they're all Boston losses, so obviously we could talk about them. But I think it's a mixture. Game 4, you got the advantage up 2-1, and then you come out in game 4. And what happens in game 4? It looked like you was just okay with being 2-2. And then you go 3 days later, because you had 3 days rest to go to Golden State, and you put up a total doozy in game 5, which was crazy. Which I told you, Stephen Curry and them is good for wearing out defenses. You just because y'all think he's 33 don't mean that he can't wear some young folks out. He can wear you out along with the rest of those guys that was on the team. I knew it. I seen it. I'm like, yo, they're getting tired. That's what's happening. Game 5, they're getting tired.
Let me throw a word out. Complacency.
Oh, complacency. I like that word.
They were happy to be there.
Very complacent.
Yeah.
Very complacent in game 5. I'm like, yeah, this thing is over. They said, no, it's going game 7. And, Las Vegas won 7 games. I said, absolutely not. I said, no, they don't want 7 games of this. No, they don't. I'm like, this thing is over.
I'm going to say, I've been to the racetrack many times. I've bet on winners, bet on losers. What's next?
Right. So, right. I mean, yeah. With that being said,
football.
Absolutely. I mean, I do got a question for you two, though. Stephen Curry now has his 4th ring.
Correct.
Where does this place him amongst the greats?
It puts him at the same table with Jordan and Kobe and LeBron and Shaq. It puts him at the same table. LeBron's only got 4, and LeBron's got a bubble one, and that shit don't count. Yeah, LeBron's bubble ring don't fucking count. He's got 3. The 4th one was bullshit. So yeah, he sits at that table with him.
Don't tell nobody that too loud.
He sits at that table with him. He absolutely is one of the greatest of all time. Can we all agree he's the greatest shooter of all time?
Oh, that's
greatest shooter.
For sure.
He's the greatest shooter of all time. Greatest pure shooter I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? It was Ray Allen until he came along. And it's Steph Curry all the way. So yeah, he absolutely deserves to sit at that table. But I was listening to something now. Let me play devil's advocate here, Torch, because MJ's your GOAT. MJ's my GOAT. Okay, as far as the LeBron and Jordan conversation comes in. So somebody brought up a perspective to me. It didn't make me change my mind. MJ's still the GOAT, but it made me get a little more perspective on LeBron and his status. Now, when Jordan was in high school, nobody knew who the fuck he was. Jordan went to North Carolina. Nobody knew who the fuck he was. He had no pressure. He hit that shot, gets drafted to the Bulls. Nobody still gives a fuck who he is. Nobody cares. He had no pressure. But you stick a camera in a 12, 13-year-old kid's face since he was in high school. When he came into the league, the pressure, and he delivered. You see what I'm saying? The pressure he's had his whole career. Mike never had that pressure, and you can't say he had. Mike wasn't followed. They didn't do Mike's high school games on fucking ESPN. You know what I'm saying? So from that perspective of the amount of pressure LeBron had on him his whole career, because he was expected to come out day fucking 1 and be that guy. Mike never had that pressure. You know what I'm saying? Mike wasn't even drafted 1st overall. Patrick Ewing. Then it was David Thompson, I think. Mike went 3rd, right? Yeah, Mike went 3rd. Yeah. Well, anyway. Yes, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm not with you.
Get the fuck. I just try to question my shit. But just coming from the perspective of when he was such a young age and just the pressure and the cameras in his face, and then the mistakes he made along the way, the whole taking my talents to South Beach, that should have never happened. You should have done that in private and not been a dick about it. But he came back to Cleveland and he did what he promised. He got him a ring. Like I said, I don't always. He's not my GOAT. You know what I'm saying? I think LeBron's a whiny little self-entitled bitch. But the pressure he had, I got to respect him. It still don't move him ahead of Kobe in my book. He's still 3 because Kobe came right out of high school. He had the pressure too. Kobe delivered. So as far as him against MJ, that's all I'm going to say. can see how some people can elate that perspective, but I'll agree with it, but he's still not the GOAT. Jeff Jordan's the GOAT.
All right. That was a great synopsis. That was great. I like how you broke that down. Except for there's one thing. With everything that you can turn pessimist, you should also be able to turn optimist. Which plus and minus, whatever, neutron, electron, proton, however you want to plus and minus, right? So you spoke on the negative side of, LeBron James, having pressure. But here's where the good side of it comes. As much pressure as that might have been, is much more exposure that LeBron got. LeBron actually got to get seen. He got the hype. He got to be seen. He got the public eye, which automatically made him a star, which automatically gave him that pressure. With power comes responsibility. And some of those responsibilities is the pressures that come with the power. So I mean,
he's still got to win.
Kudos.
He can have all the publicity and the pressure he wants if he
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
He had all, He had all the opportunity to be seen for who he is. Michael Jeffrey Jordan probably wasn't even thought about until North Carolina in the championship game. Oh, that's funny that we mentioned championships. Championship winning basket in the NCAA championship. And then he goes on and gets passed up for, do you remember who he got passed up for?
I think Patrick Ewing was the first overall, wasn't he?
Yep, but who was number 2?
I think it was David Thompson.
No, Sam Bowie.
Oh, shit, that's right. Sam Bowie. The storied, historic NBA Hall of Fame career of Sam Bowie.
Sam Bowie. Sam Bowie went number 2.
That's like drafting Josh Rosen instead of Josh Allen. Right. You dumb son of a bitch.
Big dummy. Big dummy. Yeah, so, I mean, and then after that, Michael Jordan had to build his legacy. We're not talking about that side of it either. Michael Jordan had to build his legacy up. LeBron James already came into the league with it because of the publicity.
Okay,
how much more pressure is it for a person who got already all the publicity and got the legacy before even playing in the NBA, or the guy who builds the legacy while he's in the NBA?
Right, but the guy who has to build the legacy has time to build it. He doesn't have the cameras in his face and the pressure immediately, like you just said, that LeBron did. LeBron came in the league. He was handed a legacy. He had to live up to it from day one. Mike got to build his legacy slow and steady without all that shit in his face. So you can see it from either perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm looking at it from the other way. I took the different route, which is he built the legacy. He was handed the legacy, even though LeBron he built what he got as far as the spotlight. But Michael had to build it while he was in the NBA. And it's not even, bringing up Michael, but getting to Steph too.
Yep.
Stephen Curry has 4 championships with the same team.
Well, I mean, Kevin Durant helped
with the same year. Oh, of course, Kevin Durant helped. But now we're gonna bring up Kevin Durant.
Oh no, okay.
I
was gonna say Durant helped, but that takes nothing away from Steph. Steph beat prime LeBron.
Stephen Curry has not only just beat LeBron, but he also beat Kevin Durant. Let's not forget Kevin Durant was OKC Thunder before. Stephen Curry on my list of greatest players of all time. Well, Stephen Curry is the second most influential player of all time, obviously behind Michael Jordan, as far as influence. And he has 4 titles, 2 MVPs, and he has a Finals MVP now. Yeah, man. How can you not have Stephen Curry in the top 10?
Top 5.
How can he not be at the table?
Steph Curry's at the table.
People, and again,
he's still building too.
He's not done.
He's not done. He's 33, so he has time to win even more championships. But my thing is, I need people to stop getting mad at organizations for making great moves. As much as people be like, Kevin Durant, that was a sucker move to go to the Warriors. That was a great move by Golden State. Because you know what that broke? not only did it break LeBron's easy route through the Eastern Conference getting into these finals, but it also put a damper on that joint and made him go back to the Western Conference, made him go to the Western Conference. Not only did it make him go to the Western Conference, but then ultimately, because Kevin Durant went to Golden State, see, I'm taking a different route now, it also broke up that for a while, where teams only had tandems for a while after Kevin Durant. You know that they only had 2 players on each team for a while. Then now who
started to mold the whole super team thing that we've seen for the last 10, 15 years? Who was the franchise that first did it?
Well, okay.
First modern franchise that first did it.
So modern franchises, as far as, are you talking about organizational built super teams or player created?
Talking big threes.
Okay.
Who was the first team in the modern era?
That would have been, there's a bunch. I mean, the Lakers had one.
Nope.
I mean, the Celtics had one.
Which one?
I mean, you talking about the one with Bird?
No, I'm talking modern era. I'm not talking to Jordan.
Oh, you're talking about modern era. Okay, yeah. So if we're talking about right now, then it's LeBron.
Nope, the first person to do it. You got to step back just a little bit. The first big three that started, that was like the very first one in my era, was the Celtics. Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Kevin Garnett.
Well, okay, right. That was the teams that LeBron couldn't get by. Right, the Celtics.
So that was the first. Celtics. Yep, they built that team,
but that was organizationally built.
Yeah. So that was the spark bit when you had Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce and Ray Allen in Boston. That was I think the start of the revamp of the new era of super teams where you got those big three. And ain't that the last ring you won in Boston, Sam?
That's true. That is true.
Can I ask? Okay, so now that we're talking NBA and super teams, we get to this point now again because obviously Stephen Curry, they consider Golden State to be a super team. But my question is, do we really understand the definition of super team?
No, they're not a super team. They have one superstar player. Klay Thompson is not a superstar. Klay Thompson is a very, very good player when healthy. Same thing with Draymond. Draymond's not a game changer. He's not going to go out and win you games, but he will make plays during the game that will allow you to win that game.
Well, I thought I was the only one who thought that. I really did. For those who don't really understand super teams.
No, you take Kevin Garnett off that Boston team, Paul Pierce and Ray Allen can win you games. You take Ray Allen off, Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett can win you games.
Correct.
Same thing with Oklahoma when they started. They had Westbrook, they had Harden, and they had Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but I'm not even talking about just taking players off of teams. I'm talking about the fact of a legitimate super team. Dude, Steph Curry is a superstar. Klay Thompson is an all-star. Draymond Green was an all-star. I don't think he's an all-star now, but he was. He was an all-star. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's not a super team. If we're talking about LeBron James, and when people mention Steph Curry, they always try to say, well, such and such and such. He had such a super team because they won all these games. No, they were just cohesively good because they were built from the ground up and they had time to flourish as a team. LeBron played with Dwayne Wade. Was Dwayne Wade a superstar?
The truth.
Was D-Wade a superstar?
D-Wade was a superstar.
Okay. Was Chris Bosh a superstar?
No. Chris Bosh looks like a dinosaur.
Funny how you say he looked like a dinosaur, but he was a superstar in Toronto, right?
He was in Toronto.
Right.
But that wasn't the same Chris Bosh down in Miami.
He was super. Wasn't the same Chris Bosh, but Chris Bosh was really good in Miami, right? He was all-star, right?
Yeah, I don't like Chris Bosh.
So that's 2 superstars and one really, really good player who was a superstar.
I remember when Shaq dunked on him and stuck his nuts in his face.
At no point, though. Right, that's funny. At no point, though, was Klay Thompson or Draymond Green ever a superstar.
No.
So let's stop with the super team talk. Because I'm telling you, it annoys me when I hear it. I'm just like, yo, are you serious right now? Like, are you serious? Do you understand the magnitude of difference in super team? So even if we go to the Cleveland side, Kyrie Irving, is he a superstar?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a good player, I think.
Yes, he is a superstar. Yes. He's been in the yes. He's a superstar. Yes. LeBron James is a superstar. What was Kevin Love?
Role
An
player.
all-star.
Yeah.
All-star who also led a franchise before. Minnesota, right? Okay. These are not the same.
No.
They're not the same. I need people to stop trying to even make them.
It's haters. It's the people. It's Curry haters. That's all it is. It's Curry haters. Like same thing when they're Michael Jordan played with all these Hall of Famers. Who?
Yeah,
He played with fucking Will Perdue. He played with Bill Cartwright. Like he played with Horace Grant. Like where are you getting these Hall of Famers from?
Michael Jordan wish he had a Jonas Adauskas as a big man.
You know what I'm saying? Like now, if you look at the list of people he beat Hall of Famers on the way to those rings, like the list isn't even close. The list isn't even close.
No, don't do that, Monster, because people say that his road to the finals was easier than LeBron's. And I'm like, are you serious?
Clyde Drexler, Hall of Famer. Patrick Ewing, Hall of Famer. Charles Barkley, Hall of Famer. David Robinson, Hall of Famer. Akeem Olajuwon, Hall of Famer. Shall I continue? Because I got like 30 more.
Yeah, but who he played in the final? Oh,
John Isaiah Stockton. Thomas.
No, John Stockton.
Yep.
I mean, those, his finals were weaker than LeBron's finals, but they forget the road too. I mean, he played Victor Oladipo, Paul Pierce. Who else? Oh yeah, Paul George, right? Okay. Yeah. Great
he also used to beat Reggie Miller, Hall of Fame. Like the list that Jordan beat, and how many people in that era do not have a ring because of him? Barkley don't got a ring because of him. You know what I'm saying?
A lot. Barkley, Patrick, Reggie.
Yep.
All don't have rings because of him.
And that's just a handful.
And Clyde Drexler
had to wait to Houston to get his.
Right.
When Jordan retired.
He had to wait.
He went to play baseball. They could only get a ring when Mike went to play baseball, and then Houston won it back to back, and then Mike came back.
Olajuwon wouldn't have a ring probably.
Mike came back and he was like, "Give my shit back."
Right.
And then he took it.
I rented you the yard. I rented it to you.
Right. Keep my seat warm, pimp. I'm gonna go try a different sport. And then he realized he wasn't Bo Jackson or Deion Sanders, and said, "I'm gonna go shoot more jumpers."
Stephen Curry to me though is top 10. And he's got to be in the top 10 conversation. I don't know where I would rank him in the top 10. I would have to really look into that. Obviously, do you put him past LeBron James though? Oh, there's a question. A lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people don't want to hear that question, but it's a legitimate question.
Honestly, I'll make that comparison when both their careers are over. Let me see how they finish.
Different eras.
It's like, let me see how they finish. No, LeBron and Steph are the same era.
No, LeBron and Steph, yeah, same era.
Yeah, we're talking about LeBron and Steph, Sam.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good. By the way, again, M&T Live at the Apollo. We are talking sports, obviously, once again, and I think the noise has died down.
Yeah, I think all fake people have left the studio. Dickwads.
I'll stand here with my cufflinks on, and and my blazer that I wore 3,762 times. Oh yeah. Oh, let me get the interview.
Councilman, what do you think about all the uncut grass along the side of the highways?
I'm sorry. I totally decided to ignore the potholes in the street.
Yeah. Well, how come when we drive down the street, Niagara Street, it feels like we're in Baghdad? You make me put a sticker on my car that says it's safe enough to drive on your roads, but your roads are not safe enough for my car to be on. Give us your thoughts.
Thoughts are, I would rather put that money in my pocket and not do what I need to do for the community. Nevertheless, we need a whole lot of youth centers to maybe, build up these kids so maybe they can play basketball and do things like Stephen Curry and others. But I'd rather put that money in my pocket and develop things that don't even suffice the community.
That's a great answer, Councilman, and I agree with it because you haven't done shit since you've been elected. All the problems that are here in the city still exist in the city. You sit in your office jerking off. So, with that being said, my next question for you, Councilman, is are we going to see you back down here on the east side of Buffalo unless there's something tragic for the next 15 years?
No, you won't. You'll see me right in my, pad, my pad with my helipad and the pad that I live in, nowhere near the east side of Buffalo.
There's the truth, folks. They come here, they exploit, they get their footage, and then they get the fuck out. They don't care about the city of Buffalo like we care about the city of Buffalo. That's why we don't give two shits about them.
Now, with that being said, yeah, I'm sorry. This is one of those shows today. We had to. I mean, boy.
Who else is going to bring this to you? Who else is going to say I'm pissed off that these people are exploiting our fucking city? Who else is going to tell you that these people don't come down here? the congressman and the president and the fucking commissioner of the NFL. They don't come down here, and they're not going to come down here again unless it's something bad. They can stick their face in front of a fucking camera and get publicity for it. For the people that actually live here and love this community and are mourning, fuck those people. You're vultures. We don't want you here. We don't need you here. We'll rebuild and be fine without you.
Yeah, I mean, we've been doing things positive for years consistently, for the community. You coming here, giving a positive platform for years, and then we come here and watch.
I do positive things. I don't always say positive things.
Well, sometimes the truth doesn't have a positive allure, but has a positive.
Right. The truth ain't always going to make you smile.
About it. So, with that being said, folks, this has been a whole lot of fun. We got to go.
We're gonna be back next week with our original set because this ain't fucking cutting it. We look like we're in a fucking garage band. Like Dre's gonna pull out the fucking old guitar and we're gonna.
You look like you're in a movie theater right now. Like we about to see the hidden credits.
Right.
And,
we ain't on a date.
Wait for it.
All right. We ain't torching on a date at the movies. You may think we are, but we're not.
Absolutely not. With that being said, M&T Live at the Apollo here next week. Tune in. It'll be a whole lot of fun. Myself, the Firestarter, and Monster. See y'all soon.
Happy Father's Day, everybody. Let's all go get the same girl pregnant. I'm out of here.